Hey guys, um, I'm a little late in my posting today because I didn't really plan on it, but I was, one second, watching, you might laugh, but I really wasn't planning on watching the inauguration and all that. I have never really, and again, I want to premise this by saying this is my opinion. I've just never really been into politics at all. I have a personal belief that, what an overwhelming position to take as president of our country, as president or in any position in any country. I think that people put such overly high expectations on one person being able to change things. And yes, there's presidents that have made great strides and some that have not. History shows us that. But in my opinion, it's just so easy. We're always looking for a scapegoat, I think. And everybody's a Bush hater, and I don't even tend to, maybe someone might say I'm not staying current, I don't tend to delve into the argumentative side of politics, because I remember an associate of mine said one time, when people in business ask you, are you Republican or are you Democrat, you just answer and you say, you know what, there's nothing more personal than politics. And it really is true. I have seen people this year and before the election just, get into crazy, horrific arguments over this and that. And, in my opinion, there's just, I look at it very simplistically. It's not, I don't want to say you're picking, what's that saying, the worst of two evils? I don't believe in that, but there isn't one person in any election that you can vote for you're like, okay, everything's perfect now. We're going to look back on all of our presidents and say, here's what they did good, here's what they did bad. I hate to see how people just get enraged over some of these issues. And yeah, they're crazy issues, but all that to say, I don't allow myself, and this is just me, I'm not saying that it's right, I'm just saying it's me, I don't tend to get really overly involved in politics because of all of the craziness. But I was on Twitter and everybody was like, oh, it's on right now, so I got into CNN Live. And it really, really moved me. I thought it was an amazing speech. I'm very excited. I'm very pleased. I didn't get to vote this year because they screwed up my registration with my married name and all of that. Thanks again to my ex-husband for continuing to infiltrate my life with annoying crap. But yeah, I couldn't vote because they still had my married name and my social security number and all of that joy that I still get to do just for the privilege of having my husband cheat on me. So there's that. But no, I watched the speech, and I was literally, I was getting chills. I thought it was an amazing speech. I'm probably going to put the link up to the entire speech if you didn't see it, because I don't care who you voted for, if you like Obama, if you didn't. I thought it was an amazing speech. I thought I saw a little bit before and a little bit after, and I thought there were just some. I even took a few little notes on a couple of things that were said, because I thought, that goes along with a lot of what I've been saying on my blog, whether it's about this country or politics or your personal life or whatever. But I remember one thing that struck me about Obama's speech was he was, talking about the state of our country and where we are, and that we will come back, and our kids and our grandkids will be able to look back and say, I think he said, in times of testing, we did not falter. And I might be misquoting there, but you've got to acknowledge sometimes that life is not always going to be perfect, and I love that he's not trying to paint a pretty picture and say, hey, 2 snaps and it's all better. And if he's just going to say, hey, this is the way it is, but we are going to prevail, we will get through it. And that's what I say to you guys all the time. A lot of people write to me, or they know me, when they hear about the details of what happened during my divorce and before I had to move out of my house and all of that, people will go, wow, I had no idea you were going through that. Or, how were you at the office? I had no idea. You were always so positive and uplifting and cheerful. And if I was going through that, I'd be drinking, or I'd be depressed, or I'd be angry. And you know what? Like I told you guys, it's a choice. I accepted what was placed in my life, and I couldn't see past it. It was very hard to believe that I'd ever care about anybody, that I'd ever be happy again, that I'd ever want to get out of bed and do something, but I did. And I kept pressing on, and I kept believing that God was going to restore my life. And guess what? He did. He continues to do it. I mean, and every day gets better because I believe. You have to have faith in what you can't see. Otherwise, how are you ever going to make progress? Whenever you hear a story about somebody who is just incredible, you know, whether it's a sports figure like, you know, Tiger Woods, or, you know, Michael Jordan, or somebody in the fitness industry, or maybe it's just somebody in business. What are the most inspiring stories? What are the ones that you go, wow, that was amazing? It wasn't somebody like Paris Hilton who inherited billions of dollars and does nothing with it. What does Paris Hilton do? Seriously, I mean, aside from becoming really annoying, she does nothing. She did nothing to earn any of the money. Yeah, she's gone out and, you know, made a show and made more money to add to all the money she already has. There's nothing wrong with having money. But I think when you just look at somebody and their character and what they do with what they've been given, is there anything that she's doing? That person could be doing so much, but she chooses to focus on herself. Being very narcissistic, in my opinion, and really, I mean, really, what does that person give back? Does anybody say that they really admire Paris Hilton? I'm probably being kind of mean here, but seriously, I think I'm a little bit more proud of what I'm choosing to do with my life and what certain people around me are choosing to do with their life, and give back and care about people, and not be so, you know, into yourself and who you are, and just take. Give me more, give me more, give me more. What kind of life is that? I mean, really, do something, give back. You think about these people, there's a ton of people that have a ton of money and influence that are doing something, that are giving back, and then there's a ton that are like that. But all that to say is, you know, who are the stories that really get to your heart? What really makes an impact on you? I think it's the people that overcame some type of adversity, and you look and you go, wow, look what they did. Like Eric, and I always butcher his last name, Weinheimer. I'm going to post that again. You know, again, this guy went blind when he was 13 years old. And instead of sitting around feeling sorry for himself his whole life and whining, why did this happen to me? Why did God let this happen to me? You know, what does he do? He goes out and starts climbing mountains that most people with sight could never do. And he's teaching kids how to do it. And he's writing books on, you know, how to make the most out of your life. Seriously, you know, do something. Acknowledge that crap is going to happen. You know, there's going to be peaks and there's going to be valleys. And it's how you deal with those low points that is going to define how big your high points are. Seriously, you know, quit whining, quit being a baby. And, you know, I just want to say again, too, I'm just continually, I know I posted about that earlier, and maybe that was a bit of a negative post, but people, grow up. I'm really astonished at the immaturity that I see in some grown adults. And, you know, I certainly don't hold myself up as being a perfect example. What I do hold myself up and say is that I'm somebody that I act with humility and grace and gratefulness and love every day of my life. And there's some people, like my neighbors, that have rubbed me the wrong way. And you know what? It's probably wrong that I'm not reacting totally with love towards them. But seriously, that's like a whole other issue. I'm working on it. But people, let go of your pride. If you're arguing with somebody, whether it's, you know, in this space, whether it's at work, whether it's in your home life, I mean, I've seen all kinds of examples of it. You know, you deserve better. The people around you deserve better. The best thing that you can do in your life, in my opinion, is to incorporate just across the board, unconditional humility. Just realize, you know what, maybe I have a talent, maybe I have a voice, maybe I have looks, maybe I have skills in the business, arena, but I've been given that, and I'm not the only one. And what can I do for you? What can I do for them? What can I do to help? What can I do to be grateful for what I've been given and to give back and make an impact on someone else's life, instead of being an egomaniac who's more worried about, bitching and moaning and cutting down other people. And I just don't even know. I've been really, really very appalled at the behavior that I've seen, whether it's, online, in some business, just people being very, very immature, very selfish, very self-centered, and that's no way to live, people. I'm just telling you. I'm not going to get into who, what, or where. It doesn't matter. What matters is how you live, how you get up every day, how you hold yourself, and how you treat other people. And I just encourage you. That speech today really, really moved me, and I thought it was fantastic. And I encourage you guys all to just incorporate that into your life. Gotta go.